stop growing in the wintertime, and then they start growing again in the springtime. Trees that lose their leaves actually set a bud in July. So really, trees like these actually stop growing above ground in July, and really all their growth happens in the roots from July to the end of September or so, right? So if I was to pick one of these, and I'll pass it around so you don't have to follow, and we'll wait up. So if you look at these, all the buds are already set for next year. See that little bud there? Yeah. That's what's going to, so these will fall off in the wintertime. So this is the way this twig will look in about a month or so. There's nothing left on it. However, you'll see that there's buds, and these buds overwinter. So when spring comes, these buds are going to go out. So the buds are already there, right? This is my favorite tree in the whole wide world. This tree right here that's hid behind, actually, it's this one right here. This is a white pine. It's the ones that when they get really, really, really big, they're the biggest tree in the forest in New Brunswick. And the way you can tell that it's a white pine is when you pick off the little needle cluster, if you count 5 needles, then you know it's a white pine. If you pick it off and it has 2 needles, then it's probably a jack pine. But these are like, this is just a young one. When they get big and old, if you go drive down New Maryland Highway and you look at the tallest trees on both sides, the big, big trees, they're white pine.
No.
What's this one?
Evergreen?
They're both evergreen trees. That means they don't lose the needles. Can you see the difference? See how this one's kind of flat, so when you grab it, you actually have a smooth ball. If you grab this one, it's kind of prickly, right? It kind of goes around. That's a spruce tree, right? And in fact, not only is it a spruce tree, if you look at the stem on the spruce, most of the time, that will tell you whether it's a white spruce or a red spruce. So if the stem is red, it's a red spruce. If it's white, it's a white spruce. Now the problem in New Brunswick is that now white spruce and red spruce like each other a lot. So they will have baby spruce trees that are hybrid. Big yellow spots, he was that big. He was a big one. That was a big one. All right? We need to stay on the trail and be really careful by picking up your feet.
Okay, we gotta look on the ground. Am I on the video camera?
All right. Does anybody know what this is?
Pine cone. Pine cone.
How many people think it's a pine cone? Well, you all be wrong. It's a spruce cone. Who said that? It is a spruce cone. And they look a lot different than pine cones because pine cones, A, are much bigger, and the bracts, the things that make them, kind of have a little jagged, more jagged. Now, I want you to look at the base of this tree when you walk by. There's an animal that's been hanging out here, all right? And he or she has done something. I need somebody, when you come back and talk to me later, you can tell me what evidence that tells me that there was an animal here and who it was. So I want you to look at this. What animal would do that? And the rest of us will keep. You look at it and keep walking. Yeah. The better one. Come back here. Come back here. Come here. Oh, there's a toadstool. Oh, I went too fast. I want you to look at this thing hanging from the tree.
Oh. Where are you?
All right. I want you to look above Mr. Dunn's head. What do you see? How many people think it's a nest? You're all wrong again. Does anybody know what I heard it? What is it?
High burrow.
No, somebody else said something. It's a witch's broom, right? So if you look at it, you know what a broom looks like, and the witches go on the broom. Does that not look like the end of a witch's broom?
Yeah. Well, actually,
it's
the stick too.
Yeah, it's called a witch's broom because it's got a bunch of. It's grown really funny. It's not a nest. What it is that there's a. Can't use a different. It's a fungus. Something gets into this tree, and it makes it grow a whole bunch of leaves all in one area, right? And then it dies off, and it looks like that. It's called a witch's broom. And if you walk down the trail here, there's some huge ones, right? Oh, look at that. This tree is actually a beech tree. So if you go down to Odell Park, and our class is going to go next week, Odell Park is, most of the trees in Odell Park are beech trees. And you'll notice that some of the beech trees are nice and smooth and they're like beautiful. And a lot of them look like this naughty old thing.
Because woodpeckers do that.
Well, woodpeckers will come in afterwards, but it gets a disease, and this disease makes the tree look like it's really old and decrepit. It doesn't really hurt the tree, but if you're a forester or you're a logging company and they were looking for nice beech logs, this wouldn't be very good for that. Although, if you like firewood, beech firewood works very well. And a lot of these trees are cut down for just that. It's unfortunate because usually these trees, just like you said, Miss Pope, they allow for woodpeckers to come in and insects to get into them. But I like them because they look kind of like, if you think about Halloween and you think about scary trees, this is like a great example of a scary.
That's the prettiest tree I've ever seen.
Now, what was our measurements? For every 2 scoops of the plaster of Paris, how much of the water did I put in?
1.
1. He's not here right now. It's the Swedish chef from Muppets. Bork, bork, bork. Here, hold that. All right, who has my spoon?
That looks like milk.
I need a spoon.
Seriously, it looks like
Who's got our spoon?
It looks like milk.
Do you know how to stir?
I do. Yeah. I do too.
I'm going to stir this because I don't want you to breathe in all that. Now, you're going to see what it looks like here in a second. I might have to put a little bit more. Oh, no, actually, it's really good.
It looks like milk.
Good mold.
Can I?
All right, you're going to see. I'm going to show it to you. I'll pass it around. Just a sec.
In front of you.
Oh, I hope if I turn my back, there's not people in front of me. I bet you I can guess who it is. Sam Connemar. Yeah. Sam Connemar. Boys, do I got them pegged already.
And you got mine grade 2 in there.
Uh-oh.
Deegan.
I wasn't behind you.
You weren't. I saw you flying through the air with a big jump there to get an onside. You'd be good for the Dallas Cowboys, but not for Mr. Dunn. Yep. After you look, you're going to come up. Everybody has a chance. Don't worry.
Where are we going? Are we going?
Oh, we'll see. Mr. Dunn might come out after school and try to find some good trout. All right, as soon as you see. All right, so we're just going to fill up the mold. All right?
Really move your head.
And then what it does, it fills in all the cracks and the print, the indentation, right? Oh, it's getting...
Move your head.
Now, it's leaked a little bit, but I think I'm going to be okay. Yeah, and it doesn't hurt. It won't hurt anything. It wasn't as tight as I wanted it to be.
Lily, watch out. I'm working hard. Excuse me. What is that?
It leaked a bit, but we're all right. So,
It seems like you step in mud. I found a booklet.
We found this earlier, but we kept on going on. Mr. Dunn was too.
What animal print do you think it's from?
Deer.
Deer, he says.
It looks a little too big for a deer. I think it's maybe a bear.
Paige. Hey, Paige. Stop. Just stand still.
We are going under a bunch of trees in a trail. Whoa! We have made it to the end of the trail. Everybody is running.